Letter 5. Our Inward and Outward Lives. You are hard at work, forgetting everything else and sticking to the single task of making yourself a better person every day. This I approve, and rejoice in it too. I urge you, indeed plead with you, to preserve. All the same, I have a warning for you. There are those whose wish is to be noticed rather than to make moral progress. Don't be like them, altering your dress or way of life so as to attract attention. The rough clothes, the rank growth of hair and beard, the sworn hatred of silverware, the pallet laid on the ground, all these and any other perverse form of self-aggrandizement are things you should absolutely avoid. The word philosophy makes people uncomfortable enough all by itself, even when used modestly. How would it be if we were to begin exempting ourselves from the conventions people usually observe? Within, let us be completely different, but let the face we show to the world be like other people's. Our clothes should not be fine, but neither should they be filthy. We should not own vessels of silver engraved with gold, but neither should we think that the mere fact that one lacks gold and silver is any indication of a frugal nature. The life we endeavor to live should be better than the general practice, not contrary to it. Otherwise, we frighten off the very people we are meant to instruct. By making them afraid that they will have to imitate everything about us, we make them completely unwilling to imitate us in any way at all. The very first thing philosophy promises is fellow feeling, a sense of togetherness among human beings, of brotherhood. By becoming different, we will be cut off from this. If we are not careful, the very measures that are meant to win us respect and admiration will instead make us objects of hatred and ridicule. Our aim is to live in accordance with nature, is it not? Well, this is contrary to nature. Tormenting one's body, swearing off simple matters of grooming, affecting a squalid appearance, partaking of foods that are not merely inexpensive but rancid and coarse. An appetite for delicacies is a sign of self-indulgence. By the same token, avoidance of those comforts that are quite ordinary and easy to obtain is an indication of insanity. Philosophy demands self-restraint, not penance, and even self-restraint can comb its hair. The limit, I suggest, is this. Our habits should mingle the ideal with the ordinary in due proportion. Our way of life should be one that everyone can admire, without finding it unrecognizable. You might ask what I mean. Are we to act just like other people? Is there to be no difference between us and them? A very great difference, but a difference that will be evident only upon close inspection. A person entering our house should marvel at the inhabitant, not at the dinnerware. One who uses earthenware as if it were silver is indeed a great person. But equally great, though, is the one who uses silver as if it were earthenware. Not being able to cope with wealth is an indication of weakness. But let me share with you the little profit I made today as well. In the writings of our own Hecaton, I found it said that limiting one's desires is beneficial also as a remedy for fear. You will cease to fear, he says, if you cease to hope. But these two feelings are very different, you might say. How is it that they occur together? But so it is, dear Lucilius. Although they seem opposed, they are connected. Just as the prisoner and the guard are bound to each other by the same chain, so these two that are so different nonetheless go along together. Where hope goes, fear follows. Nor do I find it surprising that it should be so. Both belong to a mind that is in suspense, that is worried by its expectation of what is to come. The principal cause of both is that we do not adapt ourselves to the present, but direct our thoughts always toward things far in the future. Thus foresight, which is the greatest good belonging to the human condition, has become an evil. Animals in the wild flee the dangers they see and are tranquil once they have escaped. We, though, are tormented both by what is to come and by what has been. Often, our goods do us harm. Memory recalls the stab of fear. Foresight anticipates it. But always remember, Lucilius, that no one is made wretched merely by the present. Farewell.